Alright, this is Weapon X Reacts, and we're back with another video, and this is gonna be a review of a Minecraft movie, which I thought was a bit of a mess, and while this was an entertaining film, it felt like something that exists just to be consumed, and personally, it totally fits the phrase, it's so bad, it's so good. And there are some positives here. Like, the first 20 minutes of when the main characters are in the real world is done really well. And it was actually kind of heartwarming in a way. And some of the jokes in this film were alright. And it felt like a film that was made by people who knew what they were doing when it comes to adapting Minecraft. And didn't try to inject modern day woke bullshit into the movie. Also, the scene of where they added in Technoblade was a nice and emotional touch to the film. The biggest problem I had with this movie was Jack Black, who was absolutely insufferable as Steve. And not just that, he doesn't even feel like the character at all. And what I got from this film is that it's basically him playing himself. And there are some scenes of where he's singing and it gets really annoying at times. There was one part of this film of where the jokes go from okay to absolute cringe. It's where him and Garrett Garrison start staring at each other after he saved him and his friends from the zombies, which I thought was absolutely corny. As it's just dumb humor just for the sake of it. And one more thing, you will most definitely forget this film long after it's over. But that's just me personally. I'm gonna break down the plot of this film. So, a mysterious portal pulls 4 misfits into the overworld, which is a cubic wonderland that thrives on imagination. And to get back home, they'll have to survive while embarking on a quest with an unexpected crafter named Steve. One issue I had with the story was that it was full of cliches, and not just that, it's the same thing with the characters, as I thought they were bland. And it was hard to care about any of them. But the only character here that was interesting is Garrett Garrison, as he is someone that used to be a successful gamer from the 80s, and now he's a broke loser who works at a shop. And Jason Momoa did a pretty good job as him. Also, the main character here in this film isn't given much to do, and it feels like he just does things just for when the plot demands it. And there are moments of where the CGI is actual dog shit. The villain of this movie is basically just a generic mustache twirling villain who is basically lost her creativity and now wants to destroy the world. But the problem is that we don't even understand her motivations, as it's just so basic and surface level. And there was one gag of when she tries to kill Steve with a dagger and fails to do so, which I thought was really smart and funny too. I even heard that the rating for this movie on Rotten Tomatoes It's 47% for the critics and 85% from the audience. So I'm going to be reading out the negative reviews and positive reviews. So for the first one, as much as it entertains, sometimes you feel this would have been a much better experience had it released a decade earlier. It is stuck between fun and forgettable. For the second review, a hyperactive hot pink mess of a movie, which fails to elevate its cubic source material and revels in the failure like it's achieving something. For the third one, there's some quirky visual invention here, but it soon devolves into a mess of explosions, pratfalls, and creaky innuendo. Unfortunately, Black plays it in a way over the top, and it's just obnoxious in the part. The film's narrative seems to focus on drawing in die-hard Minecraft fans and may entertain them with its nostalgic visuals, but its shallow storytelling and inconsistent tone leave them craving more depth and coherence in the overall experience. For a film that constantly insists its world is one of the boundless creative potential and pure imagination, it's almost impressive how painfully uninspired a Minecraft movie is. It may yearn for the mods, but you'll merely wish for death to end its misery. It seems as if there's either a gag or a virtue signaling lesson in there about Garrett being super tough and super soft. That was a nice one. But like everything else in this phenomenally lazy movie, the will to execute a coherent idea simply isn't there. If you are looking to be bludgeoned by noise, garish visuals, and puerile humor for a couple of hours, a Minecraft movie is for you. It's shamelessly dumb. The problem is that the dumbness rarely takes flight to exhilarating absurdity. Director Jared Hess' deadpan humor gets lost in the cubic-shaped overworld as the film tries to balance goofy characters, relatable young people, and a tacked-on message about the virtue of creativity. And now for the positive reviews, and there are even some of them that didn't like the movie, even though they are giving it a positive review. Mr. Hess and his 5 screenwriters have mined childhood to craft something that's alive with imagination. It's not the most polished movie you'll see this year, but it's as cheery mad as a little kid's birthday party. We could use more of that. A Minecraft movie seems trapped in an endless loop that is as enjoyable as it is cluttered. I'll say, almost exhausting. Jared Hess's feature film is predictable, but enjoyable, with its easy humor that amuses and entertains. A Minecraft movie is a Minecraft movie, and I don't know what else it could be. I'm no gamer, so I can't speak to how much of that experience is captured. But as a film goer, a Minecraft movie is a joyous, silly, spectacularly giddy romp. This is one I agree with. If you love the game, you will probably like this film. But if you want to go for a storytelling perspective, you will think that this is a complete shallow disaster. And I even heard that some people said that this movie was the worst film of 2025. But really, it should go to Snow White. Because at least the Minecraft movie to try to be at least entertaining while having a lot of issues. But Snow White to me was just boring. And it was a soulless cash grab. And some people just don't get this film. And I understand that also. It's a good thing that it's beating Snow White at the box office. And the box office for this movie is absolutely insane. Which I will get into later in this review. Also, I thought the subplot with the villager and Jennifer Coolidge was not needed. And it takes away from the film at times. I'm going to explain the ending of the film, along with its post-credit scene. So after defeating the piglins, we see the main characters plan to go back to the real world. But as Steve says goodbye to them, they then decide that he should come with them. Which he does, and if you remember back to the opening scene, he talks about how he didn't live the best life in the real world. Like when he wasn't allowed to be working in the mines. And instead, he says working at a dead-end job that left him with no purpose. And Steve wanted to stay in the overworld because it gave him a chance to live a good life. And he realizes that he can live that life the same way in the real world too. Also, Jared Hess even talked about the ending, saying, for me, it was like, how do we take a group of unlikely heroes who are in a difficult place in their lives and send them on this adventure where they have to use creativity and mindset to survive and cooperate, which really adds a lot to the core theme that this movie has as a whole. And now we get to the post-credit scene. So we see Steve still living life in the real world. And then he returns to his childhood home to see a woman named Alex, who you may know from the games, and I loved this post-credit scene. It was definitely the best scene in this film. And overall, this ending was pretty damn good. And if there's anything I want to say about this movie is that, while it was enjoyable, do not expect it to win awards! I'm going to show you the trailers of the film, starting with the first one. Also, the first trailer is basically the one where everyone went like, what the fuck is this shit? They did not like this, but in the second trailer, people were actually optimistic about this movie, which is a good thing though.
I will admit that the visuals were well done.
What the hell?
But it's not immersive.
Anything you can dream about here, you can make. Who are you? I am Steve. Okay. This guy is such a tool bag. Minecraft trailer, take two. Minecraft trailer, take two. I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines, but something always got in the way.
This started a lot of memes, and when I saw this movie in the theater, everyone was like clapping a lot
All of the mines was too strong.
when he said, "I yearn for the mines, Flint and Steel, the Never, and all that shit."
Until I found
But really, I just thought it was dumb.
this. A wonderland where anything you can imagine is possible. As long as what you imagine can be built out of blocks. Atta boy! Where are we? Wait, who are you again? You're at the Garbage Man Garrison. Came right here in 1989. Whatever. I barely think about it. Welcome to the overworld.
Daniel Brooks and Emma Myers' characters are both soulless characters. And they basically just do nothing throughout the film. But at least Emma Myers wasn't a generic girl boss,
There are dark forces who want to
which you
destroy
see
this
all the
world.
time, man.
We want to stop them. We're going to need to create something amazing.
Hollywood thinks ideology is more important than art.
What's this junk? An ender pearl. Teleports you to wherever you throw it. Yeah, right. And that was the only one I had. No biggie. Oh yeah, there's one more thing you need to know. Great. Now it's dark. Does that feel quick to anyone else?
Shit.
In the overworld, wow, anything you can dream about, you can create. So they built all this? Yeah, most of it. Hold on. That thing doesn't understand a word you're saying. We're talking. Life here was perfect. Until one day, Flint and Steel came across the Nether. A place with no joy.
Son of a bitch.
Creativity at all. You, what are you making? If they get their way, this beautiful world and everything in it will wither and die. Con Dios. It means goodbye, brother. No, it doesn't. Don't look at her. It does. If we want to save this world, creativity is key to survival. Now what? Elytra wingsuits. Bye-bye.
This film was ridiculous, dude. And I'm fine with that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
This place makes no sense.
It's crazy because this film is both not good and not bad. It's just soulless. That's it.
Chicken jockey.
Oh no, not again. Oh my God, are you all right? Your head is huge.
In conclusion, this movie was just okay in the best way possible. And I will admit that this is so much better than the endless sludge of sequels, prequels, spin-offs, remakes that came out today. And my experience while watching this movie in the theater was really good. And it was packed. And since when have we had a film that had so much people watch a movie in a cinema? And in 24 we had Deadpool and Wolverine. And it's just sad to me that movie theaters aren't as popular anymore. All thanks to streaming services. And the shit we got from them were absolute crap. Especially from Netflix. But if I can say one thing that it does wrong is that it does a terrible job at mixing live action and animation. And if you look at the box office, and this is how much money it made. $317 million worldwide. And it had a budget of $150 million. So this may end up being a big win for Warner Brothers, because when Mickey 17 came out, it bombed hard. So it's great that this film was an absolute hit. And if you look at the crap that came out, it's nice having a film that actually respects the fans and the game it was based on. And if I want to sum up this film up, I enjoyed it, even if it was extremely shallow and soulless. And all I know is that it is proving how dumb modern Hollywood really is. Also, anyway, that's all I got for today. Go away now, and always remember, strike back like a weapon against wokeness.